I'm still in Chipping Sodbury. I'm still at the Yarn Over Fest, and I am on my last interview. It's taken us a while to get to, but Caroline, hello, has every time I've come back to Caroline, she's had a queue. So we've sort of come, gone. But we're here, and we're going to do an interview now. Caroline, how did you get into crafting?
Oh, well, I come from a textiles family.
Oh,
and
really?
I was just telling one little girl that was just coming, she said, I'm too young to learn to knit. I was like,
No, she's
I
not.
I learned to knit when I was 4, and I remember back in those days being told off because it was Sunday. I wasn't allowed to knit.
Oh, you weren't supposed to.
Yeah, I'm more of a sewer, more of an embroiderer, but knitting is more relaxing. You don't have to concentrate so much. So.
Do you crochet as well?
I can't. I used to when I was a little girl and it was popular. Yeah. Makes me sound about 100. And now I'm a knitter. My hands don't seem to do it.
No, I started off knitting when I was 17 and only learnt to crochet 24 years ago.
Yeah.
But crochet is so much quicker.
It is quicker, but I'm all thumbs. I don't know why. And what I'd like to learn to do is the continental knitting. Yeah, I'm looking for the other. Yeah. I'm not holding it right. The tension's wrong. Anyway.
Well, I crochet holding the yarn the same as I do for knitting.
Okay.
So that's probably why I find it easier.
But it works.
Well, there was nobody there to tell me. When I was learning, I learnt out of a book, so I kept pulling it too tight. No.
Not right,
not
right. Yeah.
Off we go.
And then you were happy with it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, how did you get into all this? Because you've got all this beautiful coloured yarns, and you've dyed them all, haven't you?
I have. They've all been dyed at home. Yeah. This is my mission to make it easy for everyone else. So, had one career, had children, and then I did City and Guilds embroidery, and that got me, which dubious enjoyment, that got me into teaching. So I was teaching textiles, but it was a private school, so I didn't have to be a qualified teacher. I could just be good at one subject.
Right.
And I was able to write my own syllabus because it was private and you could do what you wanted. And so I split it. So the 11-year-olds were doing all wool, then the next year we're doing all synthetics, and the next year we're doing cotton. So they had a bit of history and a bit of dyeing as well as a bit of sewing, because it wasn't. I get so bored if people think sewing at school is so
making an apron.
And then there's
I remember doing
the
that.
lady I took over, she was teaching them how to make a grey apron. They were 12 and they all sat there going, I hate textiles, miss. And that's like, okay, you did hate textiles, but now you're going to have fun. So for year 7, who were 11-year-olds, I taught them to dye a square of wool blanket, which you can do with that American cold drink Kool-Aid. It comes in a sachet. It's basically food colouring and citric acid, which is what will fix it to the wool. And it's a sachet, so people can get into less mess. I wouldn't say they didn't get into a mess, but it was controllable. And then the school, after 3 or 4 years, the school moved area, and I did one more year, but it was an hour's commute, and you have to be there at 7:30 and the other. And I was left with all this dyed stuff. So we started making things and selling them, and that went on for a while but wasn't very successful. And then I thought, what am I really good at? What do I want to get back to? And it was teaching, but with focusing on dyeing.
Yeah.
But I'm too tired and old and whatever to go around the country doing workshops. So I decided that if we did everything in a box, that they could have the teaching without me feeling quite so exhausted. And it's grown and grown, and I'm just really loving it.
So explain it to me. You said they've got everything in a box. Tell me.
Okay, so you get a box every month, and everything is in it. So we send you 100 grams of yarn, and we send you all the bits and bobs you need, the tongs and the spoons and the marigolds, and you collect our dye colours. So I've had these blended with the manufacturer to be my own colours. So they're really nice and bright, and so all our lessons are based around our own colours.
Yeah.
But the main part of the lesson is actually the teaching leaflets. So it's quite hard to learn a wet type craft with a video where you have to keep pausing it with wet fingers. So I decided that doing it with leaflets was more practical.
Yeah.
And it's just very straightforward, step by step by step. And again, once you've taught 14-year-old boys,
you can teach anybody.
You can teach anybody. Anybody who's not actively trying to hurt you or climb out a window. So each lesson is different, how to do sprinkles on yarn, all sorts of things where to get to. After a few months we teach you how to blend your own colours, and you just learn different techniques each time. So this one in a slow cooker is really nice. So in a deep saucepan, if you think in a deep saucepan, the colour is really equal in the water.
Yeah.
It's washing very equally. But in a slow cooker, it's sitting in a damp puddle, effectively, but still hot. Wherever you sprinkle the dyes, it's where it's going to stop. And so you mix the dyes with citric acid to make it connect to it bonds to the wool. And then you get all these lovely tertiary and extra colours coming in. So that is gorgeous. That knits up like this, which is just really lovely.
It's beautiful.
But you can create that yourself. So the idea is that instead of...
And every one of those you do is going to be different.
Everyone's going to be unique, but you do write down your recipes. So I teach people to keep a diary. I give them a free journal. Keep a record, and then if you get one you love, you can do enough for a whole big project.
Yeah.
So although we're only sending you the 100 grams, you might want a lot more. You can buy extra yarn from us, and then you can make whatever you want with it.
So the whole course, how long is the whole course?
So the whole course is 12 months, so it's £35 a month for 12 months. You're only tied in for 3. That just covers all the extras that we have to put in to get you started.
Yes. Yeah.
And then, so it's mostly acid dyes, and then the last 3 months is natural dyeing, which is a lot more complicated. Well, not complicated, but a lot longer. You have to wait overnight for things.
Yeah.
Whereas this sort of thing is done in an hour.
So the natural dyeing is done with plants?
With plants and leaves.
And leaves, okay.
And someone asked me earlier how much foraging is involved. I was like, I'm from London, there's not a lot of foraging involved. I'm going to send you things in a sachet. Some things, onion skins, you can forage for, but you know, the foraging is optional. So it's a really comprehensive course. It's really designed for beginners. You don't need any special kit. All you need to find at home is a saucepan and some cheap vinegar.
Okay.
Not quite sure what the Tesco man thinks I'm doing with all the vinegar, but
Keep going in.
kind of
We're
weird
gonna have another 12 bottles of vinegar,
20
please.
bottles of vinegar every week. So that's all you need to find yourself, and then we're going to send you everything else. So all the different measuring and mixing, and when you want to sprinkle the yarns to get the different effects, it's all going to come in your box. So you don't need to. You don't need to collect very much.
So you don't have to buy anything really, apart from perhaps a big saucepan.
A saucepan, because I mean, as old as you like, but you can't use it for food again.
No.
So that's the only thing. I had to have a new one because I had a new hob, and this one was only £20 from IKEA. It's not a massive purchase. People get a bit cautious about starting dyeing because they think you're going to need a huge amount of kit, or a vat the size of a hot tub, and a barn conversion, and you really don't.
Well, they're thinking of commercial.
They're thinking of big, and there's some lovely videos on YouTube. The ladies that sell yarn here, they have great big catering trays, and it's marvellous. You don't need that. This is going to take you, well, an hour, 2 hours tops, and then it dries. You wash it and dry it, and the next day you're making a project with your personal yarn.
That's
So you're beginning to feel smug, really, at this point. That's what you're doing. So
it's just it's fascinating, and the range of colours you've got.
Yeah.
Looking all down there, all these, and the
lovely,
different. Does it make a difference what, because these are very fine?
Yes, that's a mohair silk.
And those are thicker, obviously.
This one is a bit of a cheat. People think this is lovely, but the black is already in the yarn before you dye it. So you're already over dyeing it, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it does make a difference. Each yarn will take it differently.
Yeah.
And some yarns, depends what they're made of. I don't know if you see, the core of that has stayed quite light.
Yes.
And the outside's gone much richer. So each time it's variable with different yarns. It's constant recording, writing it down, playing, working it out.
It's absolutely amazing, Caroline. I'm just so impressed.
Oh,
I love those little balls over there. They're gorgeous.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
These ones were all done in the microwave. So that's
In a microwave?
Yeah, so it's all done in domestic things. So you always get 100 grams of yarn in our kit, but these are 520s to make your 100, and they dye to become like this size because the spinning and the fibres expand and relax when they take the dye.
Nice. So each one of those is equivalent to one of those?
Yeah.
Good grief.
So you could dye...
So they're still 20 grams?
Yes. So you could dye 5 shades the same to make some tasteful project, or you could dye bonkers colours.
Mix them all.
Mix them all.
Yeah.
But you're going to get 5 to play with, and they're only done in the microwave. And actually, in the microwave, it's only 3 or 4 minutes, if that.
And you
So
can use the
they're
microwave afterwards for your other food.
Yeah. I mean, wipe it
Just
out.
thought I'd
Don't be
check.
silly.
You clean it out first.
Yes, clean it out first.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's really good fun.
Caroline, thank you so much for your time. I'll let you get back to it. Let me pop those away
Those
for
go in
you.
there, and these can
Okay,
come
those
here.
go over there. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed listening to you and learning about the dyeing. It's on my wish list.
Lovely.
Something
wish
else
list is quite
I've got
long.
to say. Yes, I've got to start saving some pennies.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Lovely to meet
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
It's lovely to
Really
meet you.
nice.
Take care. Have you
Made
had
my
a good-
day.
have you had a
It's been a
good
really
today?
good day. Really lovely.
You got another one tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got another one tomorrow. That's when I get really tired.
Yes, by tomorrow.
Start talking total rubbish. But yeah.
Not such a long day tomorrow.
No, and it's a nice atmosphere. So.
Okay, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Caroline. Thank you so much, all of you, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my trip to Chipping Sodbury and the Yarn Over Fest. You'll be watching this over the next few weeks. Hopefully you'll be watching it multiple times because there's so much to pick up and get from it. And if you get a chance to go to a yarn festival, go! But take big bags and lots of money because you'll want to buy everything. I guarantee it. Take care. I'll see you all soon.